Everything should be good. I think the audio levels are good as well. Everything should be fine. Oof. All right. Okay. I am not ready. I am not ready for this. I'm gonna put the music down a little bit. Just turn it a little bit. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So there isn't any videos or any, upcoming live stream on YouTube for Nintendo. So I'm not sure if it's gonna be. You're hearing double. You're hearing double my audio? Hold on, let me check. I am not ready for this. I'm gonna put the music down a little bit. No, it's fine for me. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's. I just checked the recording of the audio. So it should be fine. Man, so I have some predictions of what's going to happen. So let's see if it happens. So what I think is gonna happen is at some point they're gonna mention the word Zonai because this game is focusing on the Zonai extensively. Oh, you had another time. Yeah, that happens. Sometimes when I do live streams, I have because when you do live streams, let me show you. You often have this here, and I got it muted. So if I put this on, man, you hear myself. So it's sometimes I leave it on, and then you hear myself talking twice. So it's kind of weird. So I think that they're gonna mention at some point the Zonai. Well, we're gonna see primarily the Sky Islands being shown because I think that they're gonna be like the tutorial section of the game. So with Breath of the Wild we had the Great Plateau, so this time we're gonna have the Sky Islands, and I think it's gonna be primarily the Sky Island with the giant temple-like structure. I think that's gonna be the Great Plateau of this game, even though the Great Plateau also exists. But you know what I mean, the tutorial section. I think we're also going to be shown the mechanics that we've seen. So the time reversal mechanic, and also the grabbing, the green magnesis power. We don't have any names, so I'm just trying to describe it the best I can. It's magnesis at the end of the day. It's just those abilities are basically the ones from Breath of the Wild in the Sheikah Slate, but they are just zonifying them. If that makes any sense, they're just making them a little bit different, but also they're still the same in a way, so it's not too different. I think we might also see the green golem that we saw in one of the trailers. In fact, let me look for the trailer, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Breath of the Wild 2 trailer, because it wasn't called Tears of the Kingdom at that point. It's this one right here. And it was the golem, where is it? Here, this one. So I think we're gonna see this golem. Oh, hold on, I'm not showing the screen. There we go. Okay, so I think we're gonna see this golem right here, and it's going to tell. They're going to say, oh, well, this golem does this and this, and this is his purpose because it's in the Sky Island. So maybe, who knows? Do you think they're going to show any underwater gameplay? Don't know. Don't really know. I mean, are they going to show underground as well? Are they going to show the overworld as well? Because they have shown it in the trailers, They have shown things of the overworld in the trailers, but when they showed gameplay for Breath of the Wild, they just showed gameplay only for the Great Plateau, which was the tutorial area. So if we're going to start the game in these islands right here, the ones that we're seeing, then we're not really gonna see underwater or underground or in the fields of Hyrule. But who knows? Maybe they'll show a lot. I don't think so, but maybe. Maybe. But I do think that we might see this golem right here. And also, I'm not sure if you've seen this trailer that it was. There is a dragon that we see in some shots. Maybe we'll see that dragon as well up close. And that'd be really interesting to see that dragon. And in terms of story, I don't think that we'll see anything. It's just gonna be pure gameplay. So, we'll see. But you see this shot? I think this is gonna be similar to Breath of the Wild when Link wakes up in his Shrine of Resurrection. It's gonna be just after the whole Ganon scenario at the start of the game, something's gonna happen. Link is gonna end up in the sky, and then he's gonna be laying down, and that's when he gets. Well, he's gonna get the hand in the underground, but he's gonna have it, and he's gonna be healing his malice in destroyed hand, and then he'll wake up. Maybe this is inside the giant temple that we see in some shots. In fact, I think it's also seen in this one. Yeah, this one right here on the top. So I think that's gonna happen. I think that giant temple may be the Sky Shrine of Resurrection's version of this game. If that makes any sense. So we'll see. I don't think there's anything here yet. Still looking. I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't know if they're just gonna upload the video and that's it, or they're gonna do a premiere to show so basically like a fake live stream sort of thing, which is usually what they do. So I'm not sure, but they should upload it here because in Twitter they did link to Nintendo of America's page. So who knows? Who knows? So excited. So excited. Let's see. It should be in around 10 minutes, so maybe when it's the exact time, it will they'll just upload the video and that's it. Because usually when there's live streams like Nintendo Directs or anything, they have like the direct, like saying, oh, it's going to go live at this time, and then they just let people come in and wait for it, but it's not happening for this, so that's kind of curious. Is the music too loud? Should I put it down a little bit? Because I'm not too sure. When it comes to the levels of the audio, it's always really weird for me. Let me see if I can put it down a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. I just hope that they fix problem with Breath of the Wild, like the broken weapon can be repaired. Well, we do have hints based on what we've been shown that the weapon durability system obviously is going to be in the game, and we do see weapons. Let me see if I can find because this was actually let me get my video, because that's probably going to be the fastest way to do this. Let me see my channel. Was it this one, analysis? Because I did show it around here-ish. Here. So we do see that weapons have malice now. They can break. I think this is how they're gonna break. This is gonna be like a visual representation of the durability system. So all weapons are gonna be over time degraded by malice. So I don't know if we're gonna be able to fix them somehow. We do have the green hand, and we've seen with Link that the green hand has, repaired his hand in a way. So maybe we'll be able to do the same with weapons. Maybe. Like the green energy may be like a counter to the red energy of Ganon's malice. So maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Oh. Now I see everyone is going live right now, which is great. The hype is real. The hype is real. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they show new abilities. I mean, so far we've seen 3. We've seen the time reversal power, we've seen, which is basically replacing stasis. We've seen the green magnesis power, which is replacing magnesis. And we've seen the phasing power, which is essentially replacing Revali's Gale. So we've now... there is a pattern, right? So I think and I did a video as well about this. I think that they are going to replace all the abilities from both the runes from the Sheikah Slate and the champion abilities with Sona equivalents for the hand. So if that's the case, we're gonna see replacements for Cryonis as well. For the bombs, we're gonna see for Mipha's Grace, Urbosa's Fury, and Daruk's Protection. So maybe we'll get like a Sonai hand shield. Maybe we'll get, I don't know, a healing power for Mipha. We'll maybe get, let's see, some sort of platform system for the replacement of Cryonis. I think maybe, you know, like creating platforms in the air or something like that. I don't know. And then for bombs, a bomb cannon. We actually got a concept art in creating a champion about where Link had a Sheikah arm and a broken Master Sword. So those concepts are being brought into Tears of the Kingdom, which is interesting. So, and since they're reusing a lot of elements from the concept art and cut content from Breath of the Wild, I do think that some of those abilities that we see in that concept, such as the cannon arm for Link, will be used. I do think so. So we'll see. Maybe we'll see new enemies as well. We've seen quite a few, but maybe there's some sky enemies that are unique to the islands, and who knows? Who knows? And yes, speedballing here because we really don't know what they're gonna show. And no news or anything yet for this, so we'll keep waiting. It should be in 5 minutes, right? Let me check again. Let me see. I think it should be in like 5 minutes, but I'm not sure. Because, really, where's the video? Nope. No news yet. Everybody's live. I'm really interested in as well, now that we're listening to Breath of the Wild's music, what it's gonna be like in Tears of the Kingdom. Because I don't think they're just gonna copy and paste music. They're going to make a new one. So I wonder if they're going to also quote unquote fix that thing with Breath of the Wild, because there were a lot of complaints in terms of the music for Breath of the Wild, where people said, "Oh, Breath of the Wild doesn't have any music," even though it does. But it was a lot of really calming music, environmental music, so it wasn't really like in past games where every single place had, you know, a unique music that was really upbeat. So I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with Tears of the Kingdom. I think it's gonna be similar to Breath of the Wild, of course, where it's still gonna be very ambient-like, but it's gonna be interesting. I'm really curious about the music in the Sky Islands. I think that's gonna be really beautiful, with how these entire Sky Islands are themed around, you know, very Buddhist and Shinto themes, and it's really sacred-like. I think it's gonna be really, really, really nice. So I'm just gonna keep refreshing and see what happens, because we're basically in the dark. We don't know what's going on or what they're gonna do. If it's gonna be just a video, if it's gonna be a live stream, but it doesn't seem to like it's gonna be a live stream. I think it's just gonna be a video that's just gonna premiere exactly on the dot. So we'll see. We'll see. Just gonna make sure that we're you know, the time. Yeah, it should be. Yeah, it's literally in a few minutes. So we'll see. While we wait, why don't we just look at this trailer? Why not? Oh, there's so much going on in this game. And there's a lot of things that I can't talk about as well, because I did see the leaks, and I'm trying my very best to measure my words so I don't spoil anything, because some of these things that there's in the games is really cool.
Rise, my servants.
Ganon.
Sweep over Hyrule. Eliminate this kingdom and her allies. Leave no survivors.
It's going to be so epic. And I do think as well that they're going to emphasize the story a lot more. That instead of Breath of the Wild, where it's just certain cutscenes here and there, the story is going to be more involved. At least I hope. Because now Zelda, Link, and Ganondorf are going to be present in the story. It's not going to be like Zelda is sealed, Ganon is sealed as well. Oh, send the kingdom, blah blah blah. It's going to be more involved. So.
But Link,
and even Ganon has
sure
voice acting, you know?
You'll be able to stop him.
Which is really cool. Oh my god. I am so excited. Alright, let's stop it right there because it's time. Oh, hold on. Did I take away? Okay, hold on. Let's just look. It's time. It says right here, but there's no. Hold on, let me see. Let me look at this. Put Nintendo and see what happens. No. Nothing. Even on Twitter, there's no news or anyone saying anything about it. So no Nintendo news or saying delay or anything. So we'll see. It's not here. Imagine if it's just a short. That's it. They typed it wrong, and instead of 10 minutes, it's just 10 seconds, and it's just a simple short video. No, there's nothing at all. Nothing at all. It's just a prank. They're not showing anything. They're not showing anything at all. It's just an early April Fool's joke. Just hyping us up for nothing. Tears of the Kingdom doesn't exist. It's just it's just a figment of our imagination. I don't know. Nintendo, where are you? They are uploading it here because on Twitter they link to this channel, right? Dude, it's a video. I know it's a video, but it's not here. That's the thing. Nintendo of America posted. Where? I mean, Nintendo of America. Where is it? Because I'm not getting any notifications or anything. So... Tears of the Kingdom. You see, let's go, for example, Game Explain. Let's see what's
Yeah, I
going
like the
on.
dive.
That dive was nice.
What the fuck? Where is it? Where's the video? Hold on. Nintendo. Ah! There we go. Okay. But why isn't it on in English? Hold on. Okay, so we'll watch it in Japanese, I guess. Hold on. Let me look again before anything. Bear with me. I'm just looking to see. It just why isn't it? Hold on. Here we go. Okay. All right.
Hello, everyone.
There we go.
I'm Eiji
Finally!
Aonuma, producer of the Legend of Zelda series. First, I have some news. Development on The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is now complete.
There we go. Completed.
Thank you very much for waiting. Many of you are looking forward to this game, and we've released a few trailers so far. Although it'll just be a brief glimpse, I'm going to actually play the game for you all today and show you what it's like. Okay?
New music.
Let's begin. Here we are, in the land of Hyrule. Like The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, there's a vast world to explore. Of course, it's not just the same world as is. It's changed in many ways. If we talk about all of the changes today, we'll run out of time, so we hope you'll seek them out for yourself when the game launches. In this game, the vast world of Hyrule reaches high into the sky. You'll notice some landmasses floating up there. We call them Sky Islands.
Because there's one of those rock
You're
spiral
probably
things.
wondering something. How do you get to the Sky Islands when they're so high up?
What was that? Was that a person?
If we take a look,
Or-
oh, something's falling from the sky. Do you see it? I wonder what that is. Let's head over to it.
Yep, we're gonna see the reversal time power.
We're almost at the spot where the object fell.
Oh, look! On the top corner,
Here it
we
is.
see the rune.
Okay, let's
time
use one
rune.
of Link's new abilities. If you do this on the rock that just fell,
Oh!
look, it started rising. This power is known as recall, which rewinds
Recall.
an object's movement. Since I just used recall on the fallen rock, I can now rise into the sky. We're a lot closer to the Sky Islands.
Oh my
Let's
god!
use the paraglider to reach one of them. There are a few other Sky Islands floating here too. I made it. There are lots of ways to reach the Sky Islands, so
dragon!
we hope you'll try a few different methods.
The dragon!
Okay, now we're on a slightly bigger Sky Island.
Oh, there's that
Just
mountain.
like on the surface, there are several man-made structures. Some trees are also growing
Oh,
here.
look at the map.
You won't see many of those yellow trees on the surface, though. Let's walk around for a bit.
Oh, they added coordinates too. For the height as well. Whoa. Okay, that's cool.
There's a branch on the ground.
Oh, new
When
hand,
you find
new
something
power
like this,
for
you
the
should
sword.
pick it up. It might come in handy later. Let's continue. Oh, something's there.
What?
This is a brand new enemy called a construct.
Construct.
We'll fight it using the branch we just picked up.
So good. So cute.
Ah, the branch broke. Not good, not good. Quick, get another branch and...
So these are basically
We
like
defeated
that is Sonai equivalent to the Guardians.
Moving on.
Sonai charge, that's like the Guardian.
We've now explored more of
course.
this Sky Island.
Hey,
As
Sonai!
expected, fighting with just a branch won't get us very
Mention
far.
of the Sonai!
Also, this branch is almost broken. So here's another one of Link's new abilities. If we use this branch and the rock over here, and
Okay.
do this, look, we can
What?
stick them together. We created a makeshift hammer. This
What?
is called fuse. You can stick objects together to create new weapons with various effects. Let's take on another construct with this fused weapon. We're dealing with two of them at once. Oh, we beat one. The weapon's attack has definitely improved.
Dude!
The other branch broke, but this weapon has much better durability. You can do all sorts of things by experimenting with the fuse ability.
Soldier construction horn,
You can
Sonai
fuse
charge.
two weapons, for example.
Whoa.
If we take this long stick and fuse it with a pitchfork, we can create a weapon with a much longer attack range. With this, we don't have to get too close to enemies, and we can safely attack from a distance. You can also fuse arrows with materials in your inventory. For instance, try fusing this leaf to an arrow.
Dude.
Fuse an ice elemental material to an arrow and you can freeze faraway enemies. Very useful. In addition, let's see. Ah, there's a bird flying around. If you're out hunting, you might feel that aiming with an arrow is too difficult. Apparently, my eyes can't track fast-moving
There's a
objects
dragon?
as of late, so my shots rarely land. So, at times like these, here's an eyeball you can get by defeating monsters. Fuse it to an arrow and...
Oh, so that was
Look,
the power.
it homed in on the target.
So that was
Let's
the
try
fuse
this on
power.
another bird.
We actually saw it on the trailer, the previous one. Oh
I'll just
my
fire in that
god!
general direction. It's very simple. Depending on what you stick together, the fuse ability could also be beneficial for hunting. I fused a
What?
mushroom to my shield.
What?
Now, you're probably wondering if this has any use. Well, this mushroom is actually a puff shroom. Let's fight an enemy with this. I blocked with the shield.
Dude, what
Okay,
the
there's
hell
smoke
is
now.
this game?
The enemies lost sight of Link, so
What?
attack! Even if you struggle with combat, you can take down enemies using similar methods. In the previous game, you'd usually get powerful weapons by defeating strong enemies. But in this game, fusing even the weakest weapon with something else could turn it
Dude.
into a useful weapon. There are even more gameplay options for sticking things together. Let me demonstrate. Some of the Sky Islands even have rivers. We'll want to
That's a
cross
real
this
system,
one,
right?
but swimming across it, well, the river's too wide for that.
New hand power,
need a
hand,
boat.
fire eve hand?
Of course, there isn't anything that resembles a boat around here.
Oh, that's gonna
So,
be the
we'll lift
the
up this
equivalent to
log
Magnesis.
and attach it to a second log.
Yeah. And the
Let's do
oh,
one
it's
more.
red. The
We'll
yeah,
bring
like
this
Magnesis.
over here and attach a third log.
Oh my god.
It's a makeshift raft. This is another new ability called Ultra Hand.
Ultra hand.
Even though the logs are currently attached, they can be detached. Let's modify the shape of the raft. You can always attach things or detach them like this.
But where does the thing come from?
Now, if
That-
we
that
put this
sticky
on the
glue.
water, it's made of wood, so the buoyancy will keep it afloat. We've made a simplified version of a boat. However, it won't move in its current state, so we'll need something to propel it forward. There's something here. Let's try hitting it. Oh, wind. It's blowing wind.
Oh my god.
Looks like we found a fan. Why don't we try attaching it?
There's just so many uses for everything. So many uses for virtually everything.
We'll attach another one. This should make the boat well balanced. Okay, they're attached. All right, let's try moving the boat. Hey, it's moving. It's sailing pretty fast with the wind from the fans. Since we added 2 fans, we should be able to cross the river in no time. All right, we reached the other side.
Oh, the
In the most
that was
recent
the
trailer,
the golem
we showed
from
scenes of Link riding a large car
from the
and a
trailer.
flying machine.
as well.
Those vehicles actually aren't in the game from the start. Instead, you'll be able to freely craft them on your own. There are all sorts of objects you'll come across in this game. And depending on how you use your imagination, you can do a lot with them. So, try crafting different things and explore this world at your leisure. There are
But
even
it's a
more
battery,
new
so they
abilities.
will run out eventually.
Take this building over here. Okay, watch this.
Here's the other
Look,
one.
I passed right through the ceiling. This new ability is called Ascend.
Ascend.
If you're in a place with a ceiling, you can go through to the floor above you. There are some restrictions, but what's great about this ability is that as long as there's a ceiling, you can use it anywhere. For example, this place has a cave with a hill right above it. If we use the ability here,
Look at him.
come on,
What?
keep going. Okay, we emerged at the top of the hill. In the previous game, you had to use stamina to climb a mountain. But in this game, if there's a mountain with a cave like this one, you can now get to the top without having to climb all the way up. Here's another example. Imagine you're stuck in a cage. If it's got a ceiling, you know what to do, right? Exactly. Oh, there's another construct. It seems to be holding a strange weapon. Some enemies are equipped with fused weapons, so battles will play out a bit differently from the previous game. Ah, it blew me away with wind. Looks like it's got some sort of fan. Ah, I got pushed off.
Dude,
Oh
that's...
well, let's just return to the surface.
Oh, and look at the little...
You can quickly descend from the sky
Hold
to
some
the
malice.
surface like this.
We're gonna see on the ground.
It feels so good. In the sky, you'll be able to look out across the land.
This is gonna be so much
You can
fun.
also search for destinations that pique your interest. Once you've chosen your destination, you can speed things up, like this. Let's dive into this river. And we're back on the surface.
Underwater exploration? No?
There are still so many things I'd like to show you, but let's leave it at that for now. What did you think? Some of Link's new abilities were updated from the previous game. I'm sure some of you watching me play were thinking, wait, if you could do that, then maybe you could do this too. In this game, you can do a lot of things just by thinking about what's even possible. There's still a lot of new gameplay, mysteries, and encounters we couldn't show today, but they're all jam-packed into this unfamiliar Hyrule, and we hope you'll use your imagination to explore it. That's all for today. Thank you for watching.
We are now going to really dive into everything. Because, my god. Oh. Oh, oh, oh. Ah, the switch. The one that got leaked, that everybody knew that it was real. Of course. It looks really cool. I like it. what? It's not... Oh, it's not releasing with the game. Oh, I thought that it would release with the game. That's interesting. Okay. You guys ready? Let's look at it again.
It's not Legend
Okay,
of Zelda.
so
Here we are.
now we're gonna go
Okay.
frame by frame. And it's
Let's
gonna take a
begin.
while, so... Okay, so first of all, here at the top we see one of those towers that we saw in the previous trailers. And following the trailer from last time, people pointed out that these towers would be where those claws we saw in the other trailers that surrounded Link would be. So we see them across the world, and we don't really know what they are for, but they exist. So
Here we are in the land of Hyrule.
we see some monster encampments here and there, and most of it look... I mean, the rest looks generally the same as in Breath of the Wild.
Like the Legend
In terms of the map, I think that in this particular shot, it's not uncovered yet. But the question is it still a Sheikah Slate map? Because it does seem like it. So it might be the Sheikah Slate that we saw Zelda wielding in the artwork. So it's gonna be the same sort of thing. It's gonna be Link having a Sheikah Slate, looking at the map, and maybe some other functions, maybe enemy compendium again. So it's gonna be very similar in that sense to Breath of the Wild, probably.
of Zelda, Breath of the Wild.
I thought that maybe they were gonna change that and have you know, a completely new map system, maybe like papers, you know, like in past games. You get a paper map, and then with different elevations, maybe even, I don't know.
There's
It's
a vast
interesting that we're gonna have the map similar to, well, the same as in Breath of the Wild. The question I have though, and I'm not sure if it's gonna be shown
world to
later,
explore.
is if because we saw maps of the islands at the top, but is there gonna be different map levels depending on the elevation? Is the map gonna change? I wonder how that's gonna work.
Of course, it's not just
So we see smoke here. I'm not sure if it's from a settlement, like a house, or if it's from fire.
The
or
same
something.
world
I don't
as
think
is.
we were able
It's
to see it. I'm not too sure. There's something there, but I don't really know what it
changed
is.
in many ways.
It seems like a house, probably. Okay, so we see another.
If we talk
towers
about
here
all
up
of the
close.
changes today,
And one of those constructs over there.
we'll run out of time. So we hope you'll seek them out for yourself.
Yeah, it's so they're not only in the Sky Islands, they're also in the ground. That's interesting. So they're everywhere. So maybe these guys fell from the Sky Islands, but the question is, where do the Sky Islands come from? That's another big question that we don't know. Where do they come from? Because they are not in Breath of the Wild, so they have to explain where do they come from, right?
When the game launches.
But what is
In this game, the vast world of Hyrule reaches high into the sky. You'll notice some land masses floating up there. We call them Sky Islands.
Okay, so we're getting close
You're
to that
probably
structure.
wondering something.
Oh, okay, so it's a stable. Okay. So it has smoke now. That's interesting. So maybe the smoke is to be able to see it from far away, probably.
How do you get to the Sky
So who's this?
Island?
That's a Korok! Oh! It's a Korok with a... Oh my god! That's so adorable. So Koroks are now traveling with little bags. Well, big bags for them.
Island.
I need to reach my friend. Who? Who's your friend? So obviously the Koroks are not gonna be the typical, collectible now. They're gonna be NPCs, which is cool. So now they're gonna have more life. Oh, that's so adorable.
To the Sky Island. When they're so high up. If we
Okay, so I'm just gonna keep looking. Okay, so there's something there. I don't know if it's just the flare of the camera. There's like a pink orb thing here. I don't know if it's like those typical camera flares, or it's actually something important. It's probably like a flare, maybe. I don't know. Let's go back. Oh, there's Beetle. Hi, Beetle. Just looking to see. There's so much going on that I don't know if I'm gonna be missing something. So there's something on the wall here, but I'm not sure if it's important or if it's gonna be just a random rock formation. Same for there. Those are sky ruins.
You're probably wondering something.
Even the animals. I don't know if we've seen them in Breath of the Wild. This one, for example, or if it's new.
You're probably wondering something.
Breath of the Wild.
How do you get to the Sky Islands when they're so high up? If we take a look, oh, something's falling from the sky. Do you see it? I wonder what that is. Let's head over to it. We're almost at the spot where the object fell. Here it is. Okay, let's use one of Link's new abilities. If you do this on the rock that just fell...
Yeah, so this is the rewind power that we saw before.
Look, it started rising.
And notice how the power has the same countdown as the runes from Breath of the Wild. Whenever you use them, they had the exact same countdown.
This power is known as recall, which rewinds an object.
Okay, so we get a closer look at the rock thing. So what the hell is it? Because we don't know. Oh, it's quite big. What is that? What is that thing? Is it like, you know, maybe, because I think it's open, right? I think it has like an entrance. So, judging by the spirals and with the ascent power, maybe if we get inside and we ascend through it, we can launch really high into the air. Maybe. I don't know. So I think it's still, I still think that it's a teleportation system, but maybe that's also how it works. You get inside, you use the ascent power, and then you get launched into the sky. Maybe. I don't know.
Since I just used...
Okay, so there's a monster encampment over there.
recall on the fallen rock, I can now rise into the sky. We're a lot closer to the Sky Island.
Oh, that's a big one.
Let's use the paraglider to reach one of them. There are a few other...
Okay, so there's a new pattern over there on the wall.
Sky Islands floating here too.
There's a storm cloud over here with lightning.
I made
Okay, so what about this?
it. There are lots of ways to reach the Sky Islands, so we hope you'll try a few different methods.
So this is a Sonai Dragon block.
Okay. Now,
Okay, so there's another one of these things in the Sky Island. And it's turned off. Right? So it's not just on the ground, it's also in the Sky Islands. Oh! There's something here as well. An orb thing. That's cool.
now we're on a
I'm just trying, because I know a lot of things from the leaks. I'm just trying my best not to spoil anything. But this orb, since we now see it, it is on the art book. But I'm not gonna reveal much about what it actually does.
slightly bigger Sky Island. Just like on the surface, there are several man-made structures. Some trees are also growing here.
Okay, let's see. So we see this giant structure again, but we don't really go inside or see anything about it. So we still don't know what it is. And if we don't, it's because it has some big importance. Okay, so as I said before, here, the map, we do see the elevation of the islands. And do we see it? No, we don't see it here.
There are lots of ways.
So obviously this is not showing on the map.
Now we're
It's like before you got it on the Sheikah Slate in Breath of the Wild, right? So those towers that we see across
The sky.
the
We're a
world.
lot closer to the sky.
Those may be the new Sheikah towers, and we will get the the teleportation thing, as well as the map for the world. I don't know if it's gonna be the same for the island, for the Sky Islands, but for the for the surface level world, I think that's gonna be how it works. Now for the Sky Islands, I don't know.
Sky Islands. Okay, now we're on a slightly bigger Sky Island. Just like on the surface, there are several man-made structures. Some trees are also growing here. You won't see many of those yellow trees on the surface, though.
Yeah, and I think these trees are ginkgo trees, which are in real world, they're like yellow golden leafed trees that are usually found around Shinto shrines, and they're very symbolic and sacred. So it makes
Let's
sense
walk
that they're
around
in
for a
this
bit.
really sacred Sonai Islands.
There's a branch on the ground. When you
Okay, so there's a platform here, but there's nothing really.
find something like this, you should pick it up. It might come in handy later.
There's obviously
continue.
mushrooms as well and stuff.
Oh, something's...
Oh, let's go back for a second. You see here on the right, that's the golem from the trailer that we first saw the islands that looked at Link on that cinematic. So these ones don't attack you, as we've seen. So these ones must be as NPCs. Now the purpose for them, we don't really know.
Oh, something's there. This is a brand new enemy called a construct. We'll fight it using the branch we just picked up. Ah, the branch broke. Not good, not good. Quick, get another branch and... we defeated it.
I really love their design. Ah, and they sound like pots breaking, which is
Moving on.
very cool.
We've now explored more of this.
Oh, so, okay, so there's a new mushroom here.
Now explored more of this Sky Island. As expected, fighting with just a branch won't get us very far. Also, this branch is almost broken. So here's another one of Link's new abilities. If we use this branch and the rock over here, and do this, look!
This is something that's gonna give us so much potential, because this is basically telling us that every single object in the game, every single item, everything, every material, every enemy material, every drop, everything, absolutely everything will have a purpose, and you could use it to make weapons. This is the new crafting system, and it's so versatile and so cool.
We can stick them together. We created a makeshift hammer. This is called fuse. You can stick objects together to create new weapons with various effects. Let's take on another construct with this fused weapon.
Now the thing with the constructs, so these are basically, like I said before, these are the equivalent to the Sheikah small guardian scouts, right? That we saw in both the shrines and the divine beasts. These are basically those equivalent to those. So in the trailer, let me actually look for the trailer in a second. Hold on, let me look for Tears of the Kingdom trailer. This one. So remember here. Here. You see how there's this creature that has 4 arms that obviously are Sonai hands, which are very similar to the construct, right?
We're dealing with 2 of them at once.
So the construct has like this dragon-like stone hands. Those are basically gonna be this sort of creature's hands, and considering that it's blowing up like the blights in Breath of the Wild, I do think that we're gonna get Sonai equivalent to the Ganon Blights. So it's gonna be Sonai mixed with Malice for the bosses. This is obviously, this one right here, definitely a boss. I don't know how I feel about that. I hope that they look at least very different and unique. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see about that.
Oh, we beat one. The weapon's attack has definitely improved. The other branch broke, but this weapon has much better durability. You can do all sorts of things by experimenting with the fuse ability. You can fuse two weapons, for example. If we take this long stick and fuse it with a pitchfork,
So we fuse it together and then
we can create a weapon with a much longer
super long spear. So that's and
attack.
something else I noticed before. Let me go back to the
fuse.
rock thing.
Stick them together. We're here and
so-
do this.
So we combine these
Look.
two things, and you see this message that appears +2. So we fuse two together, and we get a +2 for the attack power, which makes it 4. So I do wonder. Oh, the phone is ringing. Doesn't matter. Yeah, usually it rings and then there's like nothing going on. So what I do think is happening. Maybe we can fuse even more things to this. So if we get this fused thing, like this branch and the rock, maybe we can fuse virtually anything else to it, and it would increase the weapon damage. And if we already fused it, is there a way to unfuse it? Is it now fused forever? Are we able to unfuse this? That's another question that I'm wondering.
We can stick them together. We created a makeshift hammer. This is called fuse. You can stick objects together with.
So let's go back here.
Oh, we beat one. The weapon's attack has definitely improved.
So the trees are basically just reskins of the ones from Breath of the Wild. You see that those ones have apples as well.
The other branch broke, but this weapon has much better durability. You can do all sorts of things by experimenting with the fuse ability. You can fuse two weapons, for example. If we take this,
We also see lotus flowers. I think those lotus flowers were in certain lakes of Breath of the Wild as well.
long stick and fuse it with a pitchfork,
And we see as well, right in front of us, I'm blind, the new lotus flower pedestals as well.
we can create a weapon with a much longer attack range. With this, we don't have to get too close to enemies, and we can safely attack from a distance. You can also fuse arrows with materials in your inventory. For instance, try...
Okay. Okay, so here's a lot to cover because there's some new items and new so items that return from Breath of the Wild that have also changed significantly. So, for example, the eye keys, the keys eye, sorry, at the back it's a little bit more elongated. It's very subtle, but it's there. It's noticeable. Then we have an amber ore, which has been made longer because this too will be used for weapons. So then obviously we see the Korok frond, which is a variation of the Korok leaf, which they do use it. And we get new ingredients, new
leaf to an
let's see, new mushrooms and stuff.
arrow.
But we don't see too much.
Fuse an ice elemental material to an arrow and you can freeze far away.
Oh, so you can choose for the arrow what to put before you throw the arrow. So you can change it at any point. So instead of getting ice arrows, fire arrows, and whatever, you just get the materials for those enemies from the enemies, and then you use those elemental materials to create your own versions of the elemental arrows. That's really cool. This reminds me a lot of Twilight Princess. In Twilight Princess, we could fuse together arrows with bombs and create bomb arrows. So this is just a super, super, super expanded concept of that.
Very useful. In addition, let's see. Ah, there's a bird flying around. If you're out hunting, you might feel that aiming with an arrow is too difficult. Apparently, my eyes can't track.
So there's the dragon. That's a new dragon. That's not Dinral, Nadra, or Farosh. That's not in any of them. That's a new dragon. And it has to be important because we see it all the time flowing around the islands. So I don't know what it is with that dragon. It's probably going to have a lot of significance in the story.
Track fast-moving objects as of late, so my shots rarely land. So at times like these, here's an eyeball you can get by defeating monsters.
So we also see new things here. So we see the construct pieces for the constructs. That's their name. Instead of guardians, they're called constructs now. Okay, and we see an egg here. Now I don't know what this egg is or what purpose it is. I don't know. Is it a monster part? Is it? I have no idea. It looks organic, so.
Fuse it to an arrow
And there's also something here. I don't know if it's like a nail of an enemy or something. I don't know.
Look, it homed in on the target.
It homes in because it has an eye, so he can see where it's going. Which makes
Let's
a lot
try
of
this
sense.
on another bird. I'll just fire in that general direction. It's very simple. Depending on what you stick together, the fuse ability could also be beneficial for hunting.
So also we saw that when he changed if he got something selected and then he changes to another thing, it doesn't like fuse both things together. It just changes between different fusing arrows. So for that's for the arrows. But for the weapons, I don't know if that's how it's gonna work. That if you have something fused and then try to fuse something else, it's just gonna replace it. Maybe, I don't know.
Hunting.
Probably. Okay, so let's see what we can find. Okay, so if you notice to the right, you can see something that's glowing red. I think that's one of the constructs, and it's just scanning the area, similar to the Guardians. So in one of the trailers, the previous one, the one with Ganon talking, here, let me see if I can find the shot. Here, you see there's a box at the bottom that has a orange light. I think that's a construct. So now we have more context about what that is. I think that's actually a construct that's just on that floating Sonai block. And we see that block as well up close at the start as well, around here.
I'll just fire in that general direction. It's very simple. Depending on what you stick together, the fuse ability could also be beneficial for hunting. I fused a mushroom to my
Also, I'm listening to the music, and it's like Breath of the Wild. It's just really calming music. So it's gonna be the same sort of feeling that we get from Breath of the Wild.
shield. Now, you're probably wondering if this has any use. Well, this mushroom is
this
actually
so
a puff shroom. Let's fight an enemy with this. I blocked.
Because this actually blinds enemies. So you get like it's like a smoke bomb.
With the shield. Okay, there's smoke now.
But you see how it has the visor that it's scanning the area.
The enemies lost sight of Link, so...
See, so the one that we saw in the other trailer is definitely one of these.
Attack!
guys.
Even if you struggle with combat, you can take down enemies using similar methods. In the previous game, you'd usually get powerful weapons by defeating strong enemies. But in this game, fusing even the weakest weapon with something else could turn it into a useful weapon. There are even more gameplay options for sticking things together.
Okay, so what I'm not sure is, did that rock get fused? Yeah, it got fused to the shield. So is certain objects not gonna be going to be fused to certain things? Oh, look. Okay. I get it now. So it says here you can either fuse it to the wood shield, old wooden shield, so we actually get a name to this one too, or the log club. So we could potentially fuse the rock to that as well, right? Instead of replacing the club. So you just keep fusing things to it non-stop. So is there a limit? Can we just keep fusing things until, I don't know, it gets too heavy for Link to wield or something? I don't know.
More gameplay options for sticking things together. Let me demonstrate. Some of the Sky Islands even have rivers. We'll want to cross.
So we also see some logs. So it's a wooden fence made by the Sonai, obviously.
This one, but
not in Breath of the Wild.
Swimming across it.
And we also see a rail system that's very likely going to be used to shield surf on.
Across.
Oh, what's that? There's something hanging off that island. Let me put it. So on top of Link, right there, there's something hanging of that rock. Don't know if you guys see it. Right there. Don't know if that's just decoration or what, but just
swimming
for sure.
Across it. Well, the river's too wide for that. We need a boat. Of course, there isn't anything that resembles a boat around here. So, we'll lift up this log and attach it to a second log.
Yeah, so when you use this power, okay, so that's how it works. When you use this power and you get it close to another object, it creates a link between them. You can see it there kind of between the two, that is just creating like a sort of energy goopy thing. And then it just blends them together.
Let's do one more. We'll bring this over here and attach a third log.
When you get it close, it's not energy, it's the actual goop that's it's just there. It's just saying, please connect me. I want to be connected.
Third log.
And it's not just snapping into place. You can put it in any position that you want, which is great.
It's a makeshift raft. This is another new ability called Ultra Hand. Even though the logs are
gotta get used to the names.
Currently attached, they can be detached. Let's modify the shape of the raft.
You see? Like that.
You can always attach things or detach them like this. Now, if we put this on the...
Yeah, but how did he get this? Because he was getting one of the logs before he detached it. But now... unstick. I should really read the UI.
Now, if we put this on the water...
So if you move the right joystick, you just unstick it.
It's made of wood, so the buoyancy will keep it afloat. We've made a simplified version of a boat. However, it won't move in its current state, so we'll need something to propel it forward. There's something here. Let's try hitting it. Oh, wind. It's blowing wind. Looks like we found a fan. Why don't we try attaching it?
But what about the battery? How does it charge? Because it's So you see that there's battery for these things, this Sonai technology. If it runs out of battery, how do you charge it again? Oh, so it charges on itself, by itself. Okay, that's interesting.
We'll attach another one. This should make the boat well balanced.
I am willing to bet that we can not only fuse this to the weapons, but also the barrels. I am willing to bet that we can do that.
Okay, they're attached. All right, let's try moving the boat. Hey, it's moving. It's sailing pretty fast with the wind from the fans. Since we added 2 fans, we should be able to cross the river in no time.
You see, that's the golem from the trailer. But
Right,
when you get
we reached
close,
the other side.
Ranger construct. So we have a name, and it's an NPC. Okay, so name for the creature, Ranger construct. So instead of being guardians now, they're called constructs. That's the names that they have. So Ranger construct, what are you doing, Ranger? What's your purpose? So it's just an NPC. We can talk to it. It's an NPC. We have ancient robots again. So like in Skyward Sword, we have robot NPCs once again. We have robot NPCs. Stambulb. So there's just so many things. I just really need to structure the analysis because I'm gonna do an analysis video. But I'm probably gonna structure it into like different chapters. So like for example, enemies, new NPCs, weapons, sort of thing.
In the most recent trailer, we showed scenes of Link riding a large car and a flying machine. Those vehicles actually aren't in the game from the start. Instead, you'll be able to freely craft them on your own.
But the question now is, we know that we can craft them, but you just leave them in the world and that's it? Are there a lot of different things around the world to be able to create multiple vehicles and whatever? Because let's say that you want to save the vehicle that you created, right? Let's say, for example, you build a car and then you say, oh, well, I don't want to build a car anymore in the future. I just want to keep the car that I built because it took a long time to build or whatever. How do I save that vehicle so that when you go to a different area or you close the game and you open it again, you don't lose that vehicle? I think there might be something to save those constructions that you make, and maybe even a summon power to summon those vehicles that you save. You know, for example, in Breath of the Wild, you have a rune to summon the Master Cycle 0. So maybe we could have a power in the hand where we could just, I don't know, suck in the entire vehicle into the hand or whatever, and then be able to just summon that power, summon that object or multiple objects. Like it could be like you say, okay, so you want to summon a vehicle, choose which vehicle you want, and then boom, you choose it, and that's it. And then you can maybe take it apart and all that. That's what I would do. I don't know if that's how they have it planned, or maybe they have something else planned, but that's maybe how I would do it.
There are all sorts of objects you'll come across in this game. And depending on how you use your imagination, you can do a lot with them. So, try crafting different things and explore this world at your leisure. There are even more new abilities. Take this building over here. Okay, watch this.
Okay, so one thing that I want to point out here is, one, there's sand on these platforms, which has those circular patterns, and that's basically a Zen garden. These are also in Shintoism is a very interesting little thing. It's a very sacred sort of little structure. And there's also a broken down construct, and and this also reminds me of the broken down ancient robots from Skyward Sword. So I don't know if we'll be able to restore this back to its unbroken form, or if it's just there as a ruin, like the Guardians from Breath of the Wild. So when we use the Ascend power, we get this sort of pattern on the ceiling. So maybe if we can't use this power on a type of ceiling, and we saw in the patterns that depending on the inclination of the ceiling, that we may not be able to use that power. Maybe instead of being green, it would turn red, just to indicate, hey, you can't use this power here. So that will be like an indication of saying, oh, if you use this power, maybe you'll see that there's something hidden above, right? Because there's gonna be like hidden rooms for sure, in some places.
Look, I passed right through the ceiling.
I'm just listening because maybe there's like some audio cues that gives us a little hint of saying maybe this is like a power similar to the champion abilities, where we hear the voices of whoever character gives this to you.
This.
Because we hear Link saying oh, but we also hear like another male voice saying like eh. You hear that?
Okay, watch this.
I don't know if that's a Numa or a voice inside the game. Listen closely. You hear that? I don't know if that's a Numa speaking or not.
Look, I passed right through.
That's probably
Look,
a Numa.
I passed right through the ceiling.
But I don't know. I'm just listening to everything, see if there's like audio cues and stuff.
This new ability is called Ascend. If you're in a place with a ceiling, you can go through to the floor above you.
Okay, so even though there's a lot being shown, there's also not that much as well. Like we're seeing just, you know, a lot of things that we've seen in previous trailers and all that. So, oh. Here on the map, I should really look at the map in different shots, because there's quite a lot being shown.
Fuse it to an arrow.
Because there's also different icons being shown.
Now.
Okay, so similar to the shrines, we have an icon that's very reminiscent to the shrines. I think this is the rock structures with the spirals. So those are definitely going to be shrines then.
You're probably wondering.
Those are basically going to be Sonai shrines.
Has any?
Yep, that's it. It's a Sonai shrine. So those are teleportation systems. Confirmed. Those are teleportation. So we will find them that are maybe not glowing, and maybe we'll. That's the thing. I don't know if when it's with the spirals it's activated, or if we activate it and then I don't know, because you want to see them from far away, right? That's the thing. So if it's with the spiral, maybe it's waiting for you to activate it and then it takes the spiral off, or maybe it doesn't have the spiral and you have to look for it and then you activate it and then it has the spiral, and that's when you know, oh, that's activated, you can use it. Don't know. I'm torn between both. It's probably the one with when it's with the spiral, it's activated and then you can use it to teleport. That's probably it.
Use. Well, this mushroom is actually.
But yeah, that's it. That's it. It's a teleportation system. Those pedestals are that's it.
Actually a puff shroom. Let's fight an enemy with this.
Okay.
So now, even if you struggle with combat.
Something else I noticed, and this may give more indication of how the maps work. So you notice how you see the Sky Islands, right? But you don't see what's below. Yeah, you see the unmapped thing, like when you don't have a map unlocked. Is that the word I'm looking for? So we might actually, this is a different map from the surface. So we're gonna get multiple map types depending on the elevation. I don't know if it's just gonna change automatically. Probably it will. But we're definitely getting more than one map depending on the elevation. So we'll also get one for the underground, for sure. So we'll get a map for the underground, a map for the surface of Hyrule, like in Breath of the Wild, and a map for the Sky Islands.
You can take down
We also see in the map that we have an entrance sort of thing with a tick. So maybe those are caves.
enemies
So
using
we'll see cave entrances, and then those are marked on the map. So we enter those caves, and then we get a tick. They'll say, "Oh, you explored this cave," sort of thing.
similar methods. Useful weapon. Some of the Sky Islands
We also see
even have
that
rivers.
there is a what's it called? A battery being shown on the map. I don't know why. Maybe it's like a charging station. I don't know.
Rivers. We'll want to cross this one, but swimming across it will lift up this log and attach it to a second log. Let's do one more. We'll bring this over here and attach a third log.
I'm just looking because we can.
It's a makeshift raft. This is another new ability called Ultra Hand. Must attach things. Now, if we put this on the water, it's made of wood.
Let me see.
Looks like we've. Since
So he
all
gets to the
right,
other
we
side.
reached the other side. Time. Since we added, all right, we reached the other side. In the most recent trailer, we showed scenes of Link riding a large car and a flying machine. Those vehicles actually aren't in the game from the start. Instead, you'll be able to freely craft them on your own. There are all sorts of objects you'll come across in this game. And depending on how you use your imagination, you can do a lot with them. So, try crafting different things and explore this world at your leisure. There are even more new abilities. Take this building over here. Okay, watch this. Look,
How many abilities have we seen so far? That's
I
another
right.
question that I have. So we've seen I can't remember most of the names. So we've seen the time stop ability, which was what was the name for it? Recoil, I think it was. We've seen this one, Ascend. We've seen the Ultra Hand. We've seen the Attach Power. Am I missing one? Probably not. But those are 4. So in Breath of the Wild, we had 4 main runes. In Tears of the Kingdom, we have been shown 4 powers as well. So we might just get 4 dungeons, like in Breath of the Wild. And these powers being present in the dungeons, unless we get them at the start as well, like in Breath of the Wild. Don't know.
right through the ceiling. This new
There's a block there. Oh, okay, I get it. You see that block? Oh, you see that piles of blocks there? That has a light that's detecting. You know what that is? I think, at least. Let me find it. Let me find it. Let me find it. Where is it? here. That is this. So this right here is this creature. So we will find it just piled up as a pile of cubes, and then when we get close, it will just animate, and then we'll have a fight with the creature. Basically. Cool.
This new ability is called Ascend.
So those are gonna be similar to, for example, a Hinox. It's just gonna be idle on a location, and then you'll get close to it, and it will be like an overworld boss fight, basically.
If you're in a place with a ceiling, you can go. Is that as long as there's a ceiling, you can use it anywhere. For example, this place has a cave with a hill right above it. If we use the ability...
We also see that there's shops here, you see? So maybe the other... Because usually in Breath of the Wild, when we had in the map the icons for shops or houses or inns or whatever, they usually appear as those square yellow, those yellow square icons with the symbol of what it is. So if it's showing a battery on the other map, that means that it's a place that you go in that provides a service for batteries or something. I don't know.
Ability here.
A charging station, I don't know. So here we have a pot and a broken, I think this is a broken construct, like before. And this is also the sort of cave that we saw, and there's also I think that those are hot peppers, probably. And this is the sort of cave as well that we saw in the trailer where the Hinox was chasing Link.
Come on!
And this is really cool. Because obviously there's gonna be places where it's gonna take a while to get to the top. So this is like sort of like a loading
Keep
screen
going.
in a way. And it just snaps from one to the other, like this.
Okay, we emerged at the top of the hill.
Unbearable cold.
In the previous game, you had to use stamina to climb a mountain. But in this game, if there's a mountain with a cave like this one, you can now get to the top without having to climb all the way out. We emerged and use stamina. Imagine you're stuck in a cage. Some constructs, you know what to do. Equipped with fused weapons, so battles will play out a bit differently from the previous game. Ah, it blew me away with wind. Looks like it's got some sort of fan. Ah, some sort of fan.
That's the same attack as the Guardians scouts that we fight in those combat shrines. That it just turns around. This is basically that. It's the equivalent to those Guardians, those little Guardians.
Ah! I got pushed off. Oh well, let's just return to the surface.
Okay, so let's pay attention to the map
You
and
can
see what
quickly
happens.
descend from the sky to the surface like this. It feels so good. In the sky, you'll be able to look out.
Yep, the map changes. So depending on the altitude, the map changes. So we have multiple maps.
You'll be able to look out across the land. You can also search for destinations that pique your interest. Once you've chosen your destination, you can speed things up, like this. Let's dive into this river. And we're back on the surface.
And I also see that the map shows like section, like the outline of the world, but it's not really showing the layout of the world itself.
Yeah.
Because it's not. I'm assuming that the map is not unlocked yet.
There are still so many things I'd like to show you, but let's leave it at that for now.
This is also a new house, I think. Wow. Wow, okay. And there's probably so many things here that we could
We'll
look
be able
at.
to look out across the land.
Because obviously Hyrule Castle, we see the Colosseum ruins.
You can also search
So that's Manbaneru.
Des-
Let's see if we can see. Okay, so we see Kakariko, I think. So those are the pillars of Levia, but can we actually see Kakariko? Probably not. Okay, so what about... Let's see, can we see Korok Forest? Because I want to see if we can see the Deku Tree. Hold on. Are those the branches of the Deku Tree on the ground? What happened to the Deku Tree? Are the branches of the Deku Tree on the ground because the Deku Tree has been destroyed? Like, you see what I mean, right? Like... I don't know. It should be there. The Korok Forest should be there.
You can
but
also
it
search
isn't.
for destinations that pique your interest.
Okay, so the dueling peaks are there as well. And this is a pattern that we also saw in the trailers of a Molduga.
Once you've chosen your destination, you can speed things up, like this. Let's dive into this river. And we're back on the surface. Things
That's the
double
end of the
this.
trailer,
I got put getting top without him in. Okay.
I'll probably
that
do
as-
like a very deep analysis later, and just go frame by frame, see what I can find.
Long
And I'll probably miss stuff as well.
as there's a
But
ceiling, you can use
man,
it
this is
anywhere. For example, this place has a cave with a hill.
okay, so I don't know. I'm in awe.
From the so both.
So I'm going to end the live stream, and I'm going to look at it very thoroughly and start writing the script and do a proper analysis of this. So I don't know when it's gonna be up, but I'm gonna really start working on this now. So thank you all for being here. This is looking so cool. This is looking so cool. So yeah, I'm gonna start working on the live stream, on the analysis. So hopefully we get more news in the future, because we're nearing the release date. So I think now with this, we're gonna start getting more and more stuff as we get closer to the release. So yeah, we still need to know more about the story. So eventually we're gonna get a story trailer, and that's really gonna be full of information. So expect that on April, sometime in April, probably. But yeah, I'm gonna end the stream now and start working on the analysis video. So thank you everybody for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye.